You are now listening to Sir Ink's The Experience Podcast, where we talk about anything and everything kink. Now, this podcast is only catered to those that are 18 and above and may not be suitable for work, or as we like to say, NSF. But remember, you can always listen to us during your private time. Hello, kinky and kinkers folk out there. My name is Sir Ink. Hello. I'm back with another topic. And this topic is, how do I go from online to having an inline? How do I get an offline and inline? What are those steps that I go through to find out if this person is real? And there's a lot of submissives out there that's thinking the same thing. How do I go from online to being in line with a dime? And it's just not easy, right? So how do we go from online to being in line? And so you have to create a list. And I know I've talked about this before, but you have to create a kind of a frame of reference. So when you meet someone, you can verify certain things. You can understand it if this person is a real dom, a real submissive, or not necessarily real, but let's just say real enough for you, wherever you are in your journey in this lifestyle of BDSM. So it's not easy, but online is good. You can you get the mental part going first. You get to see where a person's head is at. But just don't sit there like oh, sir, I just want to serve you. I'll do anything for you. Or I'm going to dom you. I'm going to be your dom. You need to submit to me. All that kind of, pre-game BS that's going on. No. Sit and talk about who you are and realistic ideas of how you see yourself in a dynamic, and see if those two things level up. Maybe there's some places you might have to give. Maybe there's some places that he has to give. So it's always a balance, guys. It's a negotiation. So understand how to negotiate. A lot of us aren't good at people skills. And we say, the millennials and Gen Z, with all the phones and all that, they don't know how to communicate. Well, all that started with us. Cell phones and the internet started with the baby boomers on down. So we're all affected by what technology has done to societies, where we are all a little less connected. And what I mean by that is, it's easy to meet somebody on Monday and forget about them on Wednesday. Especially online, like those online things, your dopamine online, you lose contact with people, you lose touch with people because you're just kind of like, next. It's easy to say next because online for everyone, it's a lot. And that's what happens when you open yourself up to the world. It's a lot. So a person that normally doesn't get any looks, any hey, any woo, now they getting all the DMs in the inbox all day, twice on Sunday. Guys, I'm gonna be your sub, or how you doing? All this stuff that goes on behind the scenes. It's a lot for a lot of people. And most people aren't built like that, but built to deal with attention like that. And in today's world with cell phones, the dopamine is in a 1 minute reel. So we don't really get to the crux of really wanting to understand who people are because we're just too used to come and go. So we have to slow down a little bit. Slow down. Have your framework. If you're serious about having a partner, you have to slow down and take calculated and very methodical methods and a framework to really weed out the people that are just coming in to see what they can get, opposed to people that want to come in and help build with you. You know, even if you meet somebody, I've met plenty of people online just asking about the lifestyle, and I formed great friendships with males and females. And then I've had some quacks come and go. You know, I want a dime, or how a dime. Oh, I want to be a slave, and you can do whatever you want with me. You can pee in my mouth. All this kind of stuff. You know, you meet these extreme people that come in for a minute. The next, you know, they're profile invalid. All that kind of nonsense, right? But what I'm saying is, when it comes to the lifestyle, not all connections have to lead to being in line with someone like that. It can also lead to great friendship and great mentorship. You can meet a great mentor, a great female mentor, right? Who's a submissive, who can teach you a little bit more about submission and how that goes and how to attract a dom. You can talk to a dominant and find out, you know, from him what it is to serve, what it is that doms are looking for. Maybe some things he could tell you some ways that you might have gone wrong. As a dom, I speak to other dominant men. We bounce ideas off of one another. Great. I love learning from older men, more mature men, because I'm going to say mature because I'm going to look at age, because age, you could be 60 years old and still be a goofy like you was 30. So maturity wise, I love talking to mature men because they give you great insight, because they've been where you are and can tell you how to move. And you want to learn these moves so you can have more success. You don't want to bump your head if you don't have to. So not all online connections have to lead to being in line with someone like that. The in line could be in line for friendship, and that could be very rewarding. But we have to see it that way. We have to see it that way. We have to stop wanting everything at one time. We have to slow down and understand that these societies, you know, these colossal, art, buildings that are like artwork, and these big cities and these big canals and these ships and the whole world, planes. None of this stuff was done overnight, and I think just we gotta have it now. This is microwave society. I put it in the oven, put it in the microwave, and boom, it's done. Nah, human interaction don't work like that. It takes time to get to know people. So take your time to be in line with someone, but come up with a checklist. If he sends me a dick pic, he's off the list. If he comes in saying, I'm your dom, he's off the list. If she comes in saying, I'll do anything for you, and you don't know her, take her off the list. If she comes in, just get naked, from the door, you take her off the list, because she's more than likely bouncing to multiple inboxes doing the same thing. There's nothing special about you. It's just a game for her. And people want temporary dopamine so they can sit in the house in their loneliness but still feel connected to the world. But there's a lot of people that are choosing to be by themselves because they're intolerable in relationships. And you have to understand, and you have to have a framework to weed those people out. But, and let me say this. You can always go back to the old-fashioned way of going out and meeting people. And you can go to munches. If you live in a small town, like one person messaged me, where do I go find a submissive? I went to a munch, and it was mostly doms, and the subs there, most of them were owned by someone. So I would encourage you, if you're looking for a connection like that and munches in your area aren't good, Well, look at some of the bigger cities. They have more people and they have bigger functions. So, for example, I'm a little fortunate. I'm in Philadelphia, but I'm in between New York and DC. And there's a place in DC, there's a place in Baltimore, there's a place or two here in Philadelphia, and there's places in New York. And there's plenty of events that happen all up and down periodically in the cities. So I'm a little fortunate because all these places are only a 2 to 3 hour drive away or less. So I'm fortunate. But if you're not as fortunate, you may just have to do what I said before, is plan to go to a munch in another city, make it a weekend. Make it a weekend. Like DC has a dungeon. They do something on just about every night. Definitely Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So you could plan to go to DC. Get a hotel room, not far from the place. Go to the events. Meet people. Be in an environment where everybody's expressing themselves the way and learn things about the lifestyle that you normally can't online, opposed to being there, seeing it, or actually participating. Or go to one of the munches, or go to munches that are not, there are no play sessions going on or nothing like that. It's purely just to meet people. So it's available, guys. We just have to seek it out. We have to really spend money to do it. And remember, there's only 5% of the population is into the lifestyle of BDSM. So yes, we're in a small pocket. Therefore, it may cost you more to yield better results, but it is what it is. Let me know what you think. Please leave your comments below. Please like and subscribe. And until next time, you know how to find me, Sir INQ, on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And you can always email me at sirinq09@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. Until next time, peace.